Phone 2 is written and directed by Scott Derrickson and stars Mason Thames, Madeline McGraw, and Ethan Hawke. As Finn, now 17, struggles with life after his captivity, his sister begins receiving calls in her dreams from the Black Phone and seeing disturbing visions of 3 boys being stalked at a winter camp known as Alpine Lake. If you saw my review for the first Black Phone movie, you would know that I really enjoyed how that movie turned out. I thought it was fantastic, the suspense was great, the characters were engaging, the emotions felt raw and real, and Ethan Hawke and Mason Thames gave knockout performances. So when I heard that they were going to make a sequel to this film, honestly I was a bit skeptical. The first movie was like a great one and done movie, but like with every movie in Hollywood, it made so much money and so many people really enjoyed it that Blumhouse thought, hey, let's franchise this movie out. And did it work? Is this going to be up there with a Halloween franchise, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw, all those movies? Very might well be, because I honestly thought this was a pretty good sequel. Though I would prefer if now they just stop making these movies, because I cannot see any possible way they could continue on this story. Like, I think they're able to do a pretty good follow-up to this film, but like I thought before, this is like a great one and done story. I really do feel like this time, now the characters are closed off, like everything came full circle, and it just felt like a pretty satisfying sequel for the most part that doesn't need to be followed up with any more bullshit. Though if this makes a lot of money and now that's getting good reviews, it probably is going to keep making more movies. So I don't know, they'll probably go to some other character for the grabber to pick off from. Who knows? That's what horror movie sequels usually do. They usually like change protagonists here and there sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't know about the future of franchising this movie out, but that's beside the point. How's the movie itself? I thought it was good. I thought it was pretty good, pretty entertaining, though not as thrilling or as engaging as the first film. For positives, for once, the performances all across the board are great. In fact, I believe Mason Thames and Madeline McGraw gave even better performances here than they gave in the last film. And that's not to say that they were terrible in the last film. They were fantastic in the first Black Phone movie. But you can tell that they've gotten even better as this new movie showcased them as teenagers, and their emotions and what they're going through still feels just as real as it did in that first film, and a lot more layers are given to their performances, especially considering what they've been through with the first film and how that is now affecting both of our characters here in this sequel. How it's hard for them to really reach out to the outside world due to what they've been through. Yes, they killed the grabber, but some people, while respect them, some others still make fun of them and don't really treat them as equals. And some of them may try to probably get along, but these characters are just so closed off from everyone else due to what they've been through that it's really hard for them to make attachments. So having to watch these two characters try to navigate their way through what they've been through, what they suffered together, and try to be there for each other the best they can is really cool to see, as I think this film does a really good job at giving so much character development for Finney and his sister. And I think it's these two characters that really did stand out to me the most in this movie, especially Finney's sister. I forgot her name, but she's played by Madeline McGraw, and I think she's the closest we have to a main character here, as a lot of the movie revolves around her powers and her abilities. we get to explore more of what her abilities are like, about her past, and how her mother was like back then. And a lot of secrets are uncovered with that, which I will not spoil, as it is linked real close to the current mystery that our characters find themselves in. And I think how the film ties all this together, for the most part, worked, and I was able to understand. Though there are honestly some drawbacks due to how it kind of overcomplicates some aspects of the plot, and it feels like the movie was just trying to add so many other rules to what's going on with the girl's power, and I don't know. It just felt like it was probably retconning some things or just over-explaining some other things. I felt like the film was trying to do so much at once when it came to this plot line. But Ethan Hawke in the film is absolutely fantastic. It's his character that gave this film a bit of a Nightmare on Elm Street vibe, and the influence is there, though thankfully it doesn't feel like a ripoff. It just felt like it's taking some influence from those movies and using it to actually kind of makes sense to how we're able to have the Grabber back this time around, as he is now the one behind the black phone. And it's this aspect of the film that is the most grisly, most brutal, and showcases Grabber at his most vicious as a child murdering psychopath that is out for revenge. And it's this aspect of the film that I really enjoyed, mainly because whenever he does appear in Madeline's dream, I think it works so well because they use this old vintage, I believe 35mm camera to make this aspect of the character and how he is integrated in the film feel old, feel vintage, feel like we are back in the 70s or 80s or wherever this film is set in. It worked really well and gave this film even a much more visceral feel to it, as the violence is even excruciatingly brutal whenever we cut to these dream sequences. I think the film was able to do a good job at having us feel like there is tension within a scene whenever the Grabber is around, and how he interacts with our characters was really fun and really brutal. And that is attributed to the great direction by Scott Derrickson, who does a really fantastic job behind the camera once again as a director. The way he's able to establish scenes, linger on emotional moments, have us soak in a mystery that is for the most part pretty intriguing despite being a bit overcomplicated. I think he was able to handle all this very well and with enough patience. We're able to linger on moments with the characters just talking or expressing their emotions to each other, or lingering on a silent scene or in an emotional reveal. He's able to pace out all these sequences really well and have us really feel the emotions of these characters. As a director, he did a fantastic job with the characterizations of his cast members and the horror aspects of the Grabber, and showcasing how much of a threat he is to this story. Overall, I thought The Black Phone 2 was a pretty good follow-up. It has a lot of great stuff, some performances that were even better than in the first movie, but the story, as I said, is a bit overcomplicated, is a bit overstuffed, and sometimes the movie can be a bit of a mess when it comes to that. But overall, I thought it was pretty tense, pretty frightening, pretty scary and brutal, and all the cast members do a great job. The movie looks fantastic. I love the different styles that this movie uses. It helps to make it feel fresh and unique. And overall, If you are a fan of the first movie, I think you would enjoy it. Just keep your expectations reasonable because this is not the first Black Phone movie. I don't think it's a fantastic movie. I think it is a really good follow-up that just has a few hiccups here and there holding it back from greatness. I'm gonna give Black Phone 2 a B. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.